Next up on an all-new Rick and Rick.
Oh, thank heaven for iPhone 11, the latest on Apple's big news.
Bud Light lets you buy your own victory fridge, but does it open?
No fooling, the Joker takes top honors at the Venice Film Festival.
Unbelievable. And Burger King's out to save you from that clown. Well, not that clown, but also maybe not the one you're thinking of either.
Plus the Coke Challenge that could land you in jail, and a whole lot more.
And it all starts right here, right now,
on the one show where everybody's the Rick of the litter.
And everybody rules the world. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rick and Rick Rule the World. This is Rick Matheson, and I am joined, as always, by Rootin' Tootin' Rick Wooten. How you doing, Rick?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Did you say that you went to a Duran Duran concert the other night? And was it actually at the Mountain Winery? I'm not sure I knew that.
Yes. I don't know if you've ever been there,
I
but
have.
the last time I went there was before the amphitheater was built, and it was kind of like this, I don't know, this little stage in the back of the winery, and I saw, of all things, Bill Cosby. So it tells you how long ago it was.
That's going back.
You know, the Mountain Winery is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's like these old stone buildings, and the seating is on a very steep, almost like a hockey arena.
Mhm.
So everybody's got a great seat. It was a great concert. They played all the classics that you wanted them to play and a bunch of new stuff. They even did a couple covers. I thought it was fantastic.
I have a story about that. So, of course, we all loved Duran Duran when we were kids. And when that song, The Reflex, came out, I loved it. I remember it came out and we had a stair in the backyard and I went swimming. And so I kind of had the music up a bit so I could hear it from the pool. And I had it on repeat. I mean, I wanted to hear this song. Well, somebody calls, I take the phone and it's like, oh, party somewhere or something. So I take off. I left the stereo playing The Reflex really loud on repeat for hours on end. Needless to say, my neighbors felt like they were getting a view to a kill because I was almost dead meat there. Seriously bad move on my part.
So after that, you were notorious?
I was notorious, yeah. And, if it had gotten any worse, I might have come undone. Awesome. Well, so we've kind of diverted onto the 1980s there for a second, folks. We do have all the latest on marketing, media, tech, and pop culture here for you today. To kick things off here, Rick, some big movie news. Did you get a chance to look at that new Terminator Dark Fate trailer? It's like 2.5 minutes long.
Yeah, I was taken aback. That was a fantastic trailer, and in fact, I think I read that James Cameron is back, right?
He's producing.
It shows. I mean, it really felt like it captured the essence of the original couple movies, but it did it in a way that was very modern. In fact, I loved some of the transformations of the actual Terminators. I went from not even really caring about the movie. I heard there was another Terminator, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. Now it's a must-see. I have to see it. And so, of course, they have Linda Hamilton in it, and she is fantastic as always.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited now.
We did poll readers at facebook.com/Rick and Rick Rule, and we asked, which are you looking forward most to seeing, Terminator Dark Fate or Zombieland Double Tap? And it ended up being 57% for Dark Fate and then Zombieland Double Tap at 43%. I think they're both must-sees for me, but I think I have to say I am most excited, especially after this new trailer for Terminator Dark Fate.
You and me both. And in fact, I voted for Zombieland, so I'm going to have to switch my vote, so it's going to be higher than 57.
All right. Then the other big movie news this week that kind of blew me away, did not see this one coming. The Joker stole gold at the Venice Film Festival. I mean, that is up there with the Palme d'Or and the Oscar. I mean, it's probably on its way to an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. That's unbelievable. So this is the movie The Joker. It's a standalone movie showcasing the origin of Batman's arch nemesis, the Joker. And it's directed by Todd Phillips. It's mostly comedy guy. He directed all three of the Hangover movies.
Right.
And it stars Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, this failed comedian who goes psycho, dressed as a clown, and then transformed into this version of Gotham City's crown prince of crime. And apparently it's good.
Yeah, this was one that wasn't on my list. And after Jared Leto's Joker, I thought he was playing this one. And so I was kind of like, I'm okay. I don't need it. Like I don't know. He just played it so over the top. It just felt campy.
Yeah.
And so I kind of written off the Joker.
Yep.
Seeing Joaquin's version of it, I'm actually kind of jazzed about it. And by the way, it's going to be a rated R, so it's going to be a pretty hardcore movie.
Winning this award, it wasn't like this was an off year, and so hey, let's nominate the Joker. Competition at the Venice Film Festival included Steven Soderbergh's The Laundromat, Noah Baumbach's Marriage Story, which is getting lots of buzz, Ad Astra, that Brad Pitt sci-fi movie that's coming out, and Roman Polanski's An Officer and a Spy. So all of these movies are supposed to be fantastic, and they still picked the Joker above them all. So it's October 4th, so be there. Okay, Apple, all the big news this week. iPhone 11, the Pro Max, and I guess the phones feature the A13 bionic processor, and that's the same processor that powered Steve Austin's right arm. Totally kidding. At least I think I am. But anyway, good prices, super great processor, and I guess the camera's amped up now?
Yeah, it's interesting because as you know, I actually kind of gave up on Apple a couple years ago. I was so disheartened with how they handled the iPhone 6S and 6 upgrades software-wise, and it just crippled my phone. So I sold my iPhone, and I actually got a Pixel 2.
I forgot.
But I'm coming up due for an upgrade, and I have to say these look interesting enough that I may consider it. Now, one of the reasons I love the Pixel, the camera is just amazing, and so I can use it as just kind of a go around, and I don't always have to pull out my DSLR. Now, Apple is not doing a single thing new in this, by the way. They're basically copying Samsung, and they've added multiple lenses, and each lens actually has a different aperture, an f-stop, that sort of thing, for different distances. And so there's effectively on the higher end models, the Pro models, 3 cameras, and on the lower end model, 2 cameras, so that you can have those different depths. And then it's kind of done the same thing that Google has, and has found a way to take better night shots. Which, if you think about it, half the time you're running around at dinner or whatever with the kids, it's kind of dark. So it's great that they're putting a little more technology in there. Yeah. So I'm interested in that aspect of it. And of course, they keep improving the screen, they keep improving the processor and that type of stuff. But that's kind of table stakes at this point. If you're not doing that, you're falling behind.
Okay, one more thing before we go to break here. I was not expecting this. So August had the Coke Challenge, but it's not that Coke. It's the white powdery kind.
I couldn't believe this commercial. This is wow.
It's a test to see if you can tell the difference between regular cocaine and a packet of cocaine laced with just enough fentanyl to kill you. It's odorless and tasteless, so you can't just, you always see in movies people dipping their finger in to make sure it's really cocaine or whatever. You cannot tell if it's been laced with fentanyl. The spot said that it killed 40,000 people in the US and Canada last year. But it was promoting this test strip. So I guess you can kind of use this little test strip to see if your cocaine is laced with fentanyl.
Yeah, I gotta say, I didn't like this spot at all. I mean, it kind of felt like it was normalizing and glorifying the use of cocaine.
Yeah.
You had people laughing and like, oh, the next time I go out and party, I'm gonna take this with me, or next time I'm at the club, or whatever. Yeah. It was I don't know. It kind of made me feel icky. I didn't like this spot at all.
We do need to take our first break. We are running late here, so folks, hang tight. And when we come back, it is time for the good, the bad, and the marketings. Stay tuned. Hey, Rick and Rick Nation, don't forget to check out our website at rickandrick.com. It's double the Rick in just one click at rickandrick.com. All right, we are back. Welcome to Rick and Rick Rule the World. This is Rick Matheson with Rick Wooten. KFC has come out with, or has announced anyway, this new video game starring what I think it was Ad Age described as a young and sexy Colonel Sanders. The game is called, quote, I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. Now, that's enough to make you toss your Popeye's chicken sandwich right there. The game's coming soon, and according to, I think it was Ad Age, it's going to be on the Steam, the digital distribution site for video games. So KFC has a video game, and meanwhile, Popeyes is cleaning up with this summer's biggest sales craze. Just gross. Burger King's trolling Mickey D's with its mobile app again, this time celebrating the release of It Chapter 2. And according to The Drum, campaigns Escape the Clown at McDonald's customers will receive ads on Facebook and Twitter, inviting them to open the rival's movie magazine. They can scan the It review with the Burger King app, and then once they do, they can have this whole little AR experience, and then they can go to Burger King and get that 1-cent Whopper. I thought this was brilliant on a lot of different levels, and as we've learned, the promotions around this app and the offer for 1-cent burgers to people who are near a McDonald's has been rocket fuel for Burger King.
How great is this? So number one, you have to be in a McDonald's restaurant. Number two, they geo-target ads at you through social media and have you use McDonald's own magazine as the AR overlay from, again, the Burger King app. And then the challenge is that you have a certain amount of time to get from the Burger King to the McDonald's to get the free or 1-cent Whopper or whatever it is. And so they're basically, as soon as you see the balloons go up, you're supposed to go running out of the restaurant to the other one. I mean, come on. I don't know how they get away with this, but it is genius.
Another great promotion this week that I saw, Rick. So on the show, we've talked about the Victory Fridges last year, the Bud Light Victory Fridges, where it was in Cleveland, and these fridges were all down at bars or other places, but they were locked. They would only become unlocked if the Cleveland Browns, which aren't always the winningest team, actually won one, and they did about a year ago, September of last year, and they all opened up. Well, this year, I think I saw this in Forbes, Bud Light has opened up a pop-up Victory Fridge superstore in downtown Cleveland, where now you can buy your own Victory Fridge. And yes, you can open it. It's not one of these things where it's locked during the season. You can use it. I thought this was fun. I doubt a lot of people are going to buy it, but I mean, it is literally, you have now become a experience within people's living room or wherever they put, their beer fridge for the football game.
Yeah, totally. I thought this was super clever. I think most of this is going to be the press they get out of it, but but I still think it's amazing. I another clever way of just really, pulling in attention and continuing a pretty popular campaign.
Okay, well, we do need to take our second break here. So when we come back, it's time for loaded questions. So don't go anywhere. All right, we're back. This is Rick and Rick Rule the World. Rick Wooten, are you ready for some loaded questions?
I am ready. Let's bring it on.
Awesome. This one I probably gave away earlier. First question. Which of the following brands recently broke the internet in the course of a new product launch and then faced a backlash because the product kept selling out? A, Cherry Mountain Dew, B, KFC, C, Popeyes, D, Dr. Pepper flavored Juul vaping cigarettes, or E, Kim Kardashian's kimono. Which of these broke the internet and then faced a backlash because the product's selling out?
I know this one because there was a news article literally, I think today, that talks about this. And the answer is Popeyes.
Yes.
And so basically Popeyes has decided to throw down with Chick-fil-A and create its own chicken sandwich. And apparently their chicken sandwich is so good that they are selling out like mad everywhere. And in fact, I went to one and asked for one recently just because I was curious and went to try it. I went in at 1:00. They said, no, we're sold out. And I said, oh, are you going to get some more for dinner? They're like, no, we're sold out for the day.
Yeah.
Like it's gone. And so apparently what they're having problems keeping in inventory is not the chicken, it's the bread.
Bun.
And so in a clever marketing ploy, they now have a box that you can buy, which is bring your own bun. It is BYOB
right
on the box, and inside is everything but the bun.
Right.
And so as long as you bring your own bun, you can slap together your own sandwich.
I think that's
awesome. Which I thought was pretty clever.
Question number 2. Which of the following brands announced in the last few weeks that it's dropping its logo in an effort to reach ad-averse young people? A, Diet Coke, B, Doritos, C, Popeye's Fried Chicken, or D, Mountain Dew?
Okay, so I think this is a little bit of a trick question because Diet Coke dropped their branding, but that was actually earlier this year, and you said in the last few weeks. I know it isn't Popeyes, and I know that it wasn't Mountain Dew, so I'm going to guess Doritos.
And you are correct. So, Doritos, according to Marketing Dive, Doritos has launched its, quote, Another Level campaign, encouraging young people to create their own user-generated content to tell the world what another level means to them. The campaign includes renaming Doritos.com, at least for a while. It's LogoGoesHere.com. In truth, yes, all the brands I mentioned have dropped their logo, except for Popeyes, which only dropped a major sales extravaganza with its chicken sandwich. But Diet Coke had those label-free cans that we've talked about on the show, and it was designed to challenge stereotypes. Mountain Dew partnered with HBO this year to celebrate the series finale of Game of Thrones with a white brandless limited edition can that it called A Can Has No Name.
That's right.
So all of these brands have dropped their logos. So kind of an interesting trend in 2019. Question number 3. Which of the following brands recently used AR and voice tech to launch an immersive experiential game at a major sporting event? A. Popeyes, B. BMW, C. Mercedes, D. Audi, or E. Chef Boyardee? Which of these used AR and voice together to launch an immersive experiential game at a major sporting event?
I really don't know this one. I'm going to guess Audi because Audi tends to do some clever stuff with marketing, and I've seen them do clever stuff with AR.
Yeah, I would have guessed that probably as well, but no, in this case, it is C, Mercedes. So according to MediaPost, Mercedes-Benz USA debuted an interactive experience powered by AR and voice technology at the US Open. Tournament visitors could get the virtual tennis lesson from a brand ambassador and 2017 champion Sloane Stephens. So it was something like that experiential campaign in Russia that we talked about in our Best of 2018 series, where you could have an experience with a soccer star in that case. So to start the game, the visitor would say, "Hey, Mercedes, teach me to play like Sloane." And then she'd appear in the game. And guests can then play with an untethered racket in hand to receive a one-on-one tennis lesson in AR. The soccer experiential campaign that we talked about had that haptic response when you kicked the imaginary AR ball. And I wonder if this one had it. It's a racket, so it could have been a technologically enabled racket that let you feel you hitting the ball, but I did not see anything like that described in this. But I did like the fact that it was AR and voice enabled. I think that was a nice way to do it. And just like with that soccer campaign, guests would receive a digital video of their game experience that they were able to share on social media. Very cool experiential. Well, look at the time here, folks. We got to be like birds and get the flock out of here. So we are going to sign off. This is Rick Matheson and Rick Wooten saying thank you for listening. Find us online at rickandrick.com. And please tune in next time for the one show where everybody's name is Rick and everybody rules the world.
Thanks so much, everyone.